Project Eden's Garden includes references to serious topics, such as use of strong language, depictions of graphic gore and bodily harm, abuse, suicide, and trauma, among other sensitive content. This is not a comprehensive list as this game is still under development and may undergo an update to its content warnings. We advise that if you find any of the aforementioned topics distressing, it is best not to play this game or watch this video. Additionally, this game contains flashing images and bright colors. Please be advised if you feel any symptoms regarding epileptic seizures, immediately stop playing and seek medical attention before you resume playing. Thank you, and enjoy the video. Alright, let's solve this. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at the body. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. What's written on the tablet seems to be accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll, Damon. Stop hesitating. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Do we not get anything from that? Oh, we get to take a look-see. Okay. I have a feeling those books back there are going to mean something, and so will that, but I think we're just talking to body. Assault rifle. Oh, we're not going to talk about the assault rifle. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much, I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was there a rifle near the body? That rifle? Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the gun.
Hey.
Hey, you're messing with the crime scene! Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease.
Eh?
From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet.
I see.
Huh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Oh, that confused me for a second. It's like better than he's setting it down and guarding it. It's better that he sets it down and guards it than holds it and guards it. That makes sense. Okay, I was confused. Damn, a loaded gun. What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation? It's not very logical, but it'd be a very twisted game to play with the victim. Assault rifle has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. I think she used the gun. Like, she had the gun, but the guy must have stabbed her before she could use it. Or maybe, they mentioned burns, so maybe the burns got to her before she could use the assault rifle. I don't know. Alright, bloody knife right here. A bloody knife lies next to the victim. It's safe to say this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife has been added to the bowl. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, so trinket. Yeah, there is the truth bullet section right here. Okay. So, all right. I wonder how many we'll end up getting. This is interesting. There's never been this is a trial in the prologue. This is really cool. Okay, body. The hands are a separate thing to look at. So, her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails but not on the rest of her hand? Victim's hands have been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Because she clawed at him trying to fight back. Like at the killer, she clawed at them trying to fight back. That's like, I feel like that's a given. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look at the wounds, they didn't seem excessively deep. At least, not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check the inside of the closet now. I'm trying to think. Maybe the killer... I don't think the killer purposely wanted her to die a painful death. Because in any killing game aspect, if you're going to kill someone, you want it to be instantaneous. Because if they have a prolonged period of death, that's a prolonged period of time they could leave behind evidence. Or a prolonged period of time, like, if she's dying, she could call for help, you know, and then boom, your cover's blown, you're not escaping the killing game. I'm assuming this murder took place during a killing game. So if I were to guess, maybe the wounds either are self-inflicted and her natural instincts kicked in before she could drive a lethal stab wound in, or the killer was just weak. Like the killer was either weak physically and couldn't drive it in, or weak as in they didn't want to commit this murder but felt like they had to, so they like maybe flinched as they did it and didn't get the chance to fully stab it. I don't know. That's just me spitballing. All right, let's inspect. Actually, let's talk to you guys. Let's talk to Jean first. I like Jean. He's cool. So this is based on a real case? I barely know the girl, and yeah, I feel horrible. I've had my fair share of grievances, but nothing like what she would have endured. I'd do anything to get back to my ship, even if I had to live through a never-ending storm. Jean seems to miss being out at sea. I guess I can't blame him. I want to be anywhere but here right now. Alright. My boy, Jet Dawson! What do you gotta say?
Oh boy.
Did you cast a look on Kai's face before he ran away? Dude was about to puke!
Yeah.
Guess the whole thing got the better of him.
For real?
Yeah, it's a really gruesome sight. I swear on my dragster that I've never seen anything like it.
You get me?
I mean, I don't make a habit of running into dead bodies, but still, you know?
I know.
At the end of the day, he's just some puppet. It can't be any worse than a Halloween decoration.
Huh?
Where have you been trick-or-treating? Wolf Creek Crater? A discovery like this would traumatize anyone. Well, almost anyone. I'm fairly thick-skinned. He's clearly not in the right headspace for an investigation. I should just ignore him. Alright. Then, what's your face again? Eloise Tallner. What's your dealio?
I just want to go home.
Damn. I can't believe this is happening. It's just a dummy. It'll all be fine. She's clearly having a moment. Not something I want to deal with right now. Yeah. Well, then why is she just chilling by the body? Like, why don't you run off with the other guys? Alright. Ulysses! Ulysses was scribbling something down in his notebook.
I must take note of this.
Curious. Corporate television can barely create convincing corpses, so how does one wind up here?
Huh?
What does that mean? ... He finished what he was writing and lowered the book from his face.
According to my notes...
You see, convincingly realistic mannequins like this one are real but rare. It's cheaper, albeit clunkier, to recreate a body using special effects. But that's obviously not the case here. Somehow, we have a mannequin indistinguishable from a real human. Our captors must not be tight on money then.
Yes.
They could produce an amazing TV show, certainly. ... So what's your name again? Yeah, Mark Bursky. What do you have to say? ...
Hi.
Hey, are you investigating? ... I'll take that as a no. Oh, okay. Alright, then let's go inside the closet then. Can I... I'll just step over the body then? Oh, okay, I have to click. Alright. Oh, okay, we got our two besties in here, then also the weird alien girl. Not alien, but like, you know what I'm talking about? When she did that weird stare thing last episode, that was horrifying. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. Dilapidated? Someone please tell me how to pronounce that word. It was the last place I'd want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. So, oh, okay, so let's see what we got. We have back of the closet, shelf, bucket, Wolfgang, Cassidy, and Eva. Oh, and a clock. Ooh, will that give us a time of death? Well, not really, I doubt it. There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Oh, okay. Well, I was kind of... Alright. I'm gonna investigate every item in the room first, and then talk to everybody. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet. But why is it randomly lying here? ... There's nothing inside it, except... What is that smell? It smells like bleach? Bucket has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. It looks like there's doo-doo! Right there. Did you see that? The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Alright, is that door? Can I investigate that door? No, I can't. I think that might just count as the back of the closet. Okay. I have a feeling that'll lead me to a new area, so I'm gonna talk to these guys first. There might be more clues around here. I'm gonna check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Alright, Cassidy, what do you got? You scare me, dude. You worry me.
Check it out.
Hey, check Hey, check out what's behind this door. Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I am disappointed in you.
Huh?
So hackneyed.
So you call that thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder?
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. Blah. The guy doesn't get my references as it's no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here? Did she investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? Looks like that's everything around here. I should check the other end of the room. Is that not gonna get added to our truth bullets? Alright. I don't know. The ladder isn't important enough, I guess. Oh, hey guys. Alright, let's see. What do we got in here? Just people? Oh, well, we have the camera, but whatever. Let's talk to the camera. Is there special evidence there? It's another surveillance camera. There's the guy in the speaker watching us through this. Just the thought makes my stomach turn. Alright, yeah, I wasn't expecting much. Alright, Desmond.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach? Huh. There's a bucket in the closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. ... I can't think of too much with the kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. Alright, Ingrid. Or Ingrid? I forgot to pronounce it already.
Golly.
These shelves are real intriguing. I can't do the, like, southern mom voice that she has, so forgive me if I sound stupid. These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s.
Eh?
You recognize them? Because I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there are fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about our black market cleaning supplies. Is that mop? I can't talk to that mop. That mop looks super suspicious, though. Like, that's a very suspicious mop. Alright, Winona. Pookie Bear, what do you have? That security camera. It's brand new. Now that she's mentioned it, it does look out of place. You'd think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Huh. Typical school, spending more money on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the Academy's doing. Oh. Ding dong, bing bong. Alright everyone, that's time! Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well, it's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it anywhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Wait, we're already having the trial? Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Click. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Wait, I was fully expecting there to be like an hour-long investigation for this. That's it? Bucket of bleach, some scratch wounds on the fingers, that's it?
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell is a class trial?
Your
guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, you were going to court.
What?
Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial?
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files, what else could that stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room at that tree.
Focus.
I called it! I called that would be the door to the trial. I mean, there was a suspicious door-shaped thing there, so it wasn't the most, like, bold hot take, but I'm still proud of myself. Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's going to be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
We might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? Hang back with the body? Hold on. What happens if I just run around and just explore this building? I'm kind of sad we don't have a chance to, like, go through all of this and really take in the scenery. I mean, we're going to get that chance in whenever the first chapter comes out. Chapter 1 isn't out yet. I know that for sure. But when it is, I'll be sure to play it. And I hope you'll get more time with these characters because I really like them. there isn't like one I hate, you know? Like I'd be sad. I wouldn't cry if any of them died, but I would be pretty sad if one died, you know? Yo, what are you doing? Toshiko? What are you doing out here? How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. He's just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Okay, is there anybody else out here? Huh, okay. She's just hanging around, alright. Hey, get out of my face, Leaf! No, there's just a big leaf there. Okay. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out.
A big tree? Eden's Gardens Academy? Overhugh's religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Can you confirm, liar chick? ... Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
And that makes her one of the bad guys? Who'd want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me! I literally passed out! This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus! Sus. Just look how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that the dead body was a dummy, then poked it in the face? That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you, it was my intuition.
Ugh.
Intuition my ass.
Hold your horses.
It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder. ...
Any clue?
Where's this elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the tree of ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here? Or maybe we're being played for fools. No. Oh, I see what it is. So there's the door here. Can I still interact with it? Yeah, but I think the statue has something to do with it. Because look, one of the eyes is missing. So either you poke the missing one, or you poke the one that's there. It's a creepy statue with a chunk missing from its face. I didn't notice this the first time, but the edges along the missing section were surprisingly clean. It looked less like a chunk naturally fell out, and more like someone carved it out.
What you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't ya?
Huh?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look.
The mask is broken, there's a piece missing.
But
Is that weird? The statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
wait.
Like it's crappy on purpose?
Hmm?
Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know,
What about...
maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle-solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You're saying that we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, because I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand.
Oi!
Oi, everyone! I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice! That must be it.
So
What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
soybean.
Back off, Hercules! You ain't the one who found it! Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then, nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Click. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly.
Oh, golly! Oh, shit! Are we about to die? Nuh-uh, I think the whole ground is gonna move. No, there's the door open. Yeah, I should have figured that. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yo!
I was right!
Whoa.
That actually worked? A fucking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. Bzz. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists only here as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Click.
Game over, man! Game over!
Oh god, he spins some random philosophy. We're so fucked! Will this take us to the elevator?
What about...
There's stairs at the
question mark?
That scared me, okay. There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Yep.
What are we waiting for? Let's explore!
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home, duh!
Elementary, my dear.
If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approached the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. This is an elevator. Oh, wrong voice. I see. The elevator's underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. And that's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, an elevator in a tree. None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. Ooh, I'm nervous. Hopefully the class trials are voice acted, because my throat's starting to hurt. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when the movement stopped completely, the doors opened. Ooh, I like this looks nice. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged in a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone! I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However,
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
back off.
Not this zapping shit again.
Miss.
Just face it, Miss Madison. You have to go along with his demands. It looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Ooh, snazzy. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry, it didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Alright, so let's see what we got going on so far. Truth bullets. Tablet. The victim is Kara Koskinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. The cause of death is blood loss. The time of death is unknown. A blood-soaked knife found at the scene of the crime. So, obviously probably the murder weapon. Assault rifle. There is a fully loaded assault rifle next to the victim's body. It was speckled with blood. Bucket. A bucket found lying on its side in the janitor's closet. The interior of the bucket reeked of bleach. Victim's hands. There was dried blood underneath the victim's nails. The rest of her hands were clean. I'm hyped for this. I doubt it's like the murderer was like secretly one of us and they came in. I doubt we're gonna see any execution, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
He's just silent.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Ah! Somebody get me out of here!
What? No way. No way. No way. No way.
Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects.
Permanent?
If I wanted to see the brain dead bigger, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Is she just... Blah. Holy shit. The people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
You know, this is going to be interesting because I don't know how accurate my voices are. Like, what the voices I've kind of given the characters are to what they actually sound like. So this is going to be kind of cool to see. Like, what they actually kind of sound like in action.
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick,
I
right?
love Jet Dawson. He's my favorite, I'm pretty sure.
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to!
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Please tell me she's okay. You guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate! Oh, I've only watched playthroughs of like the non-stop debate in the main games, so this is my first time actually playing one in... Yeah, during non-stop debate, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you've been armed with truth bullets you have gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and use the right key to fire. You'll want to aim for the words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use a spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber will ever fail. Oh, thank you. Anyway, press the F. Okay. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Alright, let's see what's happening. I want to hear them all out first. And what do we got? Assault rifle and bloody knife. Okay.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
I don't know why that made me laugh. The like big, she agrees. Yeah, okay, so just the knife. Okay.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara.
Oh, I didn't mean to shoot.
But how she died.
Please tell me. Okay, we're good.
Is that true?
How do I fast forward?
Objection!
I don't think I can.
It's obvious what the murder weapon
no.
was.
I didn't get a good look at the
Kai,
crime
why are you
scene,
talking? I thought you were
but
saying
the
you were going to
body was
abstain and
pretty
sitting
bloody.
down. Still,
And what
Kai is
could
one of my
have
favorite
spilled
characters. Okay.
Blood? Besides
The big scary
gun!
Boom!
What does that even have to do with anything?
What do you mean? She's right. How can I mess this up? I used the
The
knife.
mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Can I fast forward?
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but
Yeah, the knife has to be used against that, right?
The mystery
Is that true?
Oh my god. Are you serious? Alright, good to know that if I was ever in this trial, if this were real life, I would straight up die right there at the very
the mystery
first
was never
argument.
about who killed Kara, but
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon
that?
was. Let me finish
So it is a bloody knife against that then. It has to be.
Big, scary gun!
Okay, so I'm just dense
even
then.
have-
Oh, am I gonna get another
was
game
never
over?
about-
I swear to God.
I didn't get a good look. The body was.
I could have built that. Besides that big, scary guy.
If I hear that big scary gun one more time.
wrong.
He said the line! What about the assault rifle, though?
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
I'm so
Except The victim
confused.
suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
Actual murder weapons. Why was it the assault rifle gun that like shot that statement down? It would have been the bloody knife. I don't know. That's a little stupid if you ask
I
me.
got it.
Oh, I got it.
The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Cam's razor?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Pause. Okay. I was just checking to see. So the gun. I was thinking the gun could have been used to hit her, but like hit her and knock her out. But there's no blunt wounds on her head, so I don't know. I don't know what it could be used for then. I'm still thinking intimidation.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Pause!
Yet they opted for
I
the
think I know.
knife.
Hold on.
Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Wait. Killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all...
Oh, I was gonna shoot that one with the victim's hands. Okay.
Watch be for the aesthetic.
All right. Here's my thought process. I was thinking that the gun belonged to the killer, and then she clawed it out of the killer's hand, so the killer had to use the knife to kill her, because he lost his gun. But if the victim is holding the gun, I doubt it.
These
Yeah.
days, it's all about... Oh, you agree? Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
Wait, the evidence Damon presented doesn't support that.
I'm actually so confused. Hold on.
Yeah, they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't work. These days, all aspects of effectiveness.
If the gun was broken, then it worked.
I'm thinking the tablet has to shoot down someone's statement. Oh, the assault rifle has has blood on it. So maybe I have to shoot the historian's, I think his name's Ulysses. Yeah, I have to shoot Ulysses' statement, because I know blue means agree and yellow means disagree. So if I shoot a gun at a blue statement, that means I agree with it. So saying that the knife and the gun were both at the crime scene, I agree with that because there was blood on the gun. I'm calling it now.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the
Damn
victim's
it! Oh, nah, game over. I have time. I have time.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife.
Damn!
Yes, we already know both weapons were at the scene of the crime.
I am bad at this. I'm still continuing, but
To reiterate,
I'm not happy
both the
about
rifle-
it. Maybe victim's hands on this?
These days, it's all...
No.
Wait.
I'm dumb. Okay, I'm
To
just
reiterate,
guessing.
both-
Am I dumb? Oh, okay. Maybe she was trying to use the gun, but the bleach in the bucket, which is the chemical burn she suffered, the bleach is the chemical burn she suffered in the tablet. that blinded her so she wasn't able to use the gun. How is that relevant to any of their statements? Yo, I'm actually so lost.
I bet that gun didn't even work.
Yeah, no, that's dumb.
Wait.
Alright, so we know
To
nothing
reiterate,
she
both
says.
the rifle
So I have to disagree with her somehow. With Winona.
The gun was broken?
Oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna straight up. I'm gonna
To
be scummy
reiterate,
here.
Both victims.
Yet they.
I'm just gonna try everything on everything.
Then the killer.
No, that's wrong!
The tablet. I feel so stupid playing this right now.
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then...
How does the... Wait, no, because how does the tablet disprove that line specifically? Like, I get what he's getting at. Like, I agree with the statement that the victim had the gun. But how does what the tablet says specifically goes against that? There's nothing about the tablet that I know of that is telling me that would say that the victim held the gun. It's just an assumption right now. Am I the only one who feels like some of these are a bit stretches with how we're using the logic here? I don't know. Maybe it might just be me.
Easy. The victim.
Back to it.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The eyes, like the fact she was blinded by
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
Because of the burn in her
The killer
eyes.
memorized her AI movements.
Or snuck up behind her.
Been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true.
Eh?
There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Yeah, the evidence that made her fight back are the things on her hands.
This is it.
Okay. I'm gonna let them
dry
talk.
blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Okay, sorry to keep pausing, but here's what I think happened. She had the gun, and she was waiting in the janitor's closet probably to kill the guy, but the guy came with the knife like he was prepared. So he came with the knife, and then when she stepped back... Wait, no, because I was thinking maybe she stepped back and the bucket of bleach fell onto her head, blinding her, and then during the fight, the killer knocked the gun out of her hand, and she started clawing at him, hence the struggle because she can't see, so she's just like throwing her hands in front of her, and then he took the opportunity to stab her. That's kind of my assessment right now.
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks. Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those
bleach.
wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
The bleach.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was?
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just... You know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing, something that explains how the victim was overpowered. The bleach got in her eye. Alright, I'll talk about agree points. Okay, I was telling this earlier, but some of the phrases are blue because they are, you agree with them. So if they're blue, that means you need to shoot the bullet that will support that statement. If they're yellow, you need to shoot a bullet that disagrees with that statement. All right, what we got? I think it's gonna be bucket and tablet, victim's hands and bloody knife. It's either gonna be bucket or tablet.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
Nuh-uh.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them.
Let's go! Yeah, I'm not stupid. The last two ones were just dumb. Okay.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can
All right,
do
Cassidy's
is
starting to get
solve
on my
her
nerves.
untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it,
I liked
we've
her
already
originally,
figured
but
it
she's
out,
getting on my
right?
nerves.
No. Not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
She's back!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, soybean.
Soybean. Love that word.
Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
No, she backed up.
Tipped the bottle over.
I'm thinking she backed up, hit the shelf, and
That
the
bottle
bucket
is where
fell.
the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
It was
Do you
accidentally.
think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else?
The bucket.
Go on.
If we move on for a second, I need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Let's put out this fire. Oh, I see what she did there. No, she accidentally backed up, bumped to the shelf, and the bucket fell because there's no way the killer would have had an opportunity to fill up the bucket with bleach. Am I tripping?
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a contained bunch in the
she's
kitchen?
right.
The killer had a secret water gun, so when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Whoa.
Hey, the ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
I have a love-hate relationship with Cassidy. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well,
All right, I know who I'm looking for.
What a container.
I got it.
Look at us go, solving this.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
Yeah.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
Because it wasn't him, it was an accident. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think. Sorry, I just realized I haven't been reading...
Even if he did manage to splash...
On. I want to apologize. I haven't been reading Damon's thoughts during those little moments there. I apologize.
However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well,
it was the back of the head.
If you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Yeah, it was an accident.
To the scalp? How does that work?
Because she...
Unless those chemicals
It
came
fell from
from
the
above?
shelf under her. Above? Yes, that's right. Above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air?
Oh, nah,
Maybe
y'all are silly.
There was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which...
There was a shelf right there, wasn't there?
Could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Yeah, there's a shelf, or they could have put it on the top of like the door itself.
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
Like she opened the door, it fell, and it blinded her. Killer wanted two things: for the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? Oh, this is gonna be a thing where I have to like click in the room. Balance the bucket on. Nothing. Stepladder. Door. Oh, he put it on the door. It spilled on her, and he used the stepladder that Cassidy was talking about. Okay, so it wasn't an accident. Okay.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it.
So it was premeditated. Okay, so I don't think the bleach wasn't an accident then. So did he tell her to meet in the room, and she brought the gun for a safety precaution? I wish we knew what this case was about. I really do. But I like the mystery. It's a good mystery this time.
The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
I agree.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Yeah, precisely.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
Stepladder. Cassidy, you say nothing useful? You say nothing useful the one time I want you to talk and to back me up. Okay. To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. Stepladder. Yes.
This is it.
Woo! Cassidy, back me up here, man. The one time I want you to talk.
Hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that.
Come on, Cass, I'm rooting for you.
They could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point. Occam's razor.
What's Occam's razor?
Yes, it appears our
Am I forgetting a whole thing that happened yesterday,
no
like
how
last
obvious
episode?
It seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her
I
questions
like
have really
Diana.
helped our
Or
discussion.
Deanna. I really like
Anyway,
Deanna.
What was the killer doing when that
She
bucket
might be one of my
poured onto the
favorites.
girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
Have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. The back of the closet. Because it's dark there. In the back, yeah, in the back of the janitor's closet because it's like dark in there.
I got it.
Okay. So the killer was there first,
the
not
killer's
the
hiding
victim.
in the back of the closet.
Interesting.
If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward.
I agree.
Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Damn. So you walked in there with a gun and got absolutely
Creating
pranked.
the crime scene we found. Great job, guys. We're actually doing this.
That's gotta be embarrassing, bro. Imagine pulling in with a whole rifle, right? And then getting home alone trapped and then stabbed to death.
That was the
could
last
not be
mystery,
me.
right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
I agree. I think she's the perpetrator here. Like a Sayaka situation.
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun.
You know what? Yeah,
She
Winona just
probably
boosted up like
provoked the
5
killer,
slots on my
and
list.
they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
Precisely. That's what I was... Yes. Yes, I agree.
That's no excuse.
What do you mean?
What?
If someone had a gun and I had a knife, I would fight for my life.
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
If that woman has a gun, though, like, I get, like, listen, but if that woman is carrying a rifle, I'll gladly blind her with some bleach and stab her. That's just not even, that has nothing to do with gender. Nothing to do with gender.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
Oh.
28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Oh.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name. Did
Oh,
anyone read
shit.
The tablet?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
He is the
I am
ultimate
not
lawyer,
going
so.
this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion?
Oh, shit.
This isn't about efficiency. This is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
I mean, yeah, she's a billionaire.
What the hell?
So, you know.
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive?
Self-defense.
Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
Wait, no!
If I was in the killer's shoes,
Because...
I'd definitely be nervous.
Okay, hold on, I take it back. Because how would the killer have known? I think they're both evil. I think they're both evil in this case. I think they both were trying to lure the other. Because, here's the thing, why would he set up the bleach if he was just having a regular meeting? He didn't know she had a gun until she walked in there. I think he was intending to blind her, stab her. So I think they're both evil in this case. They're both villains here. That's my take.
Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Desmond, my
Given
boy,
the
I
severity,
agree.
I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
No.
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense.
Yeah, he
no
set
matter
up
what
the bleach.
excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Silence!
Oh
I
my
won't
god.
allow this!
Wow, things are getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or LT. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. If successful, you make a powerful emotional argument to contradict your opponents. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial with using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Oh, that's so cool! So you can get bonus content if you do the pathos route. Also, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, pathos is means emotion. So there's ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos means like credibility, pathos means emotion, and logos means logic. So I think eventually we might even have an ethos kind of thing. Like we have the logic bullets, the pathos like text. We might have an ethos one eventually. That could actually be kind of cool to see. All right, non-stop debate. Let's do this. Tablet, bloody knife, assault rifle, bucket, victim's hands. I'm gonna keep a lookout
To kill
for
Kara so easily
emotional stuff.
and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you. If you have
Oh, was that
no
supposed to click
proof-
on it? I think I was. Damn.
So says the ultimate liar.
Can I just say, Wolfgang's voice actor had rent due. Wow. No, like that's a really good performance. I don't know who voice acted him. Hats off to him. Rent was due.
There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Oh, I have to shoot it with... So with the lawyer's intuition,
Kara so easily
I
and
can shoot
without restraint.
that empathy bullet at what she was just saying. Oh man, I missed it!
No proof.
Liar.
And I lost the empathy bullet. Oh, we're gonna run out of time, 100%. But is what it is. Alright, let's do it for real this time. If this is wrong, I'm gonna be so upset.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you.
No, that's wrong.
Ooh. I love this.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before.
Wolfgang, my
If his lawyer's
man!
intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Hey.
Bargain bin? I
If
am
it
the
means
best.
going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Yeah, Jet! Oh, I love this. Okay. This makes me happy. This makes me very happy to see. I know I was
Thank you all for your support.
I was just dunking on him earlier, but I was thinking about it, and I do agree. I think they were both villains in this case.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We've figured out your stupid case. Now let us leave!
She's gonna get zapped again.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the
Wait,
information you've learned?
will this be like the climax
It'll be
reasoning
good
thing
practice.
with the manga in the main game? Practice.
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
it's time to bring this. Yes! Oh, I wanted to do this. I actually, dude. During the closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you've been provided with a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD case to navigate your stock and press the space bar to select a panel. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. If you wish to undo your selection, simply press the space bar again. Don't forget the Q and E keys. That's how you flip between pages. By the way, the gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, okay. Ooh, I'm excited for this. What was the victim carrying? Okay. So, going up the stepladder, opening the door, and in the janitor's closet are our two, I think here, right? Oh, let's go. Okay, so the killer hid in the back of the janitor's closet. Okay, let's go to another page. How did the killer reach the door frame? Stepladder. Right here? Yeah. Okay. What did the killer pour into the bucket? We don't have that. We don't have that yet. Oh, assault rifle. And we need to solve a few more panels to unlock the other ones. Okay. Damn. That's cool. She's carrying a whole gun. How was the trap triggered? Opening the door. Yeah, okay. What did the victim do when they were stabbed? Die? Oh, claw. Yeah. That one, I just unlocked that one. Then, what was the victim carrying? The assault rifle. That just leaves the bleach, which should be in right here. What did the killer pour into the bucket? Bleach. Let's go! Flawless that!
I got it. The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
Thanks for your input, buddy.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case.
That is right.
Well, are you satisfied?
Okay. I feel like I might have been a bit rash immediately assuming the victim was in like a Sayaka situation where they're like betraying the, well, not betraying, but like they lured the killer in there. I feel like that might be the case though. I feel like this is going to be more than just a tutorial, And either she or the original killer are going to be a mastermind of some sort. And there's more to this than I feel like is being let on purposefully. I'm excited to uncover what this all means later on. I just want to say that. Was I a bit rash in assuming the victim might have been an instigator? Yeah. Was it a valid point, though? I still think so.
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
Yeah, who's Horace?
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Oh, she is terrified. Oh? Oh! Oh, there's a person under that.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled.
I have a theory. I have a theory. Right now, I'm calling it right now. You can see there's a face under it. The reason why there's a person, and the person under that is, what's her name? What was her name? Kara Kasanen. It is Kara who's under that mask. She's wearing the mask because she's insecure about the bleach burns that her face got after the murder happened. Somehow she didn't actually die, and that's why she uses this trial every time, because she's trying to get her killer to justice through her own twisted way. That's my theory. That's my theory.
What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it?
This is obviously a voice filter on it. Or that's the killer, you don't know.
Will you set it ablaze?
What is...
Well, peasants,
what are you waffling
have
about?
you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my, okay. That guy... This person... His voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Alright. ... Killing game? Class trial end. How'd I do? Does it give me the ratings like it does in the other games?
Well done.
Hold up. Look. The skin's gray. Oh my god! Okay, I have another theory. The skin is gray, but the skin around the eye under the mask is, like, kind of pale-ish. So what I think is that mask, maybe it's Kara's face under the mask, but the body belongs to the killer. Is that weird? Is that a weird theory? I don't know. Or you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey.
Hey, what do you mean, killing game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates...
My blood is rushing!
...are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
Well, you said we could go home if you solved the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
What are you talking about? You lied to us!
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no. Absolutely not. I'm a fair man. A man sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly... Should you all agree on the right answer, you'll be free to leave this place. Nobody cares. You've done your end of the bargain now. Let us out already. He said he'll let us leave the room, not this whole place. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch!
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man! There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you've known you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that, and it'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this is Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit, what am I doing believing someone like him? There's no other way around it, he's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why don't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away?
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tallner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal?
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players? You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you've proposed, a killing game, between students who don't have the heart to kill?
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in the room, I catch the poor deer in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, isn't it? ...
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced?
Huh?
What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me. Regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? ... Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive. ...
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That try you just did? That was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good plot twist. And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The results will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the killing game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair!
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane! You're treating us like pigs to the slaughter!
Such
Nonsense.
disrespect.
All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. I'm writing that down. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive?
No shot.
2 people. That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know! That's what makes it so funny! Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset was causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion?
I have an appetite for destruction.
I can't wait to see you all in action. The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. Ayo? Oh!
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Oh no!
Ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason.
No
I'll just
shot!
Make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She fought it with another blow and another, and when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
Before we could do anything... What?! The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Dot, 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 dot. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved. Oh my god! I thought she died. Nah, because I really like Grace. Grace is one of my favorite characters. Oh, damn! I thought she was... Dude. Wow. Okay, hold up. I thought she was going to get Inoshima'd for a second. Okay. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. Dot, dot, dot. Oh. We all looked in the direction where the shot came from. Oh, the eye! She has the eye, and he has... You know how, remember on that little, on the statue, there was like one eye was missing and the one isn't? They both have one human eye each. Also, her hair is white. This is what I keep forgetting her name. This is the girl who died during the trial. It has to be. What's her name? Kara Koskinen. It has to be Kara because her hair is white. Maybe the accidentally hit my mic while I'm a big hand talker. I smacked my mic. So if you heard a hit, I'm sorry. But I think this is Kara because her hair is white because it got bleached. It has to be. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. So she's Kara and the other guy's the murderer. I'm calling it now. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear she was working with him. You shot at her?
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
Yeah. I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've been acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Huh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents?
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do. Because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
We will not succumb! Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really believe an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I will have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw that all away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other, and for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea.
Aye.
What kind of captain would I be if I couldn't handle a small crew of 15? What was this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else feels so hopeful? The voice inside of me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Huh? Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you've made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you try to explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
In the outside world, Ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder. ...
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that'll be easier for you to kill them? That's
enough.
Yeah? Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please?
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please! The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too!
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it is to see our families again or for the sake of our talents...
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anybody!
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you have too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? ... This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we all live in? His question angered me more than anything I've been... Oh, no! His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch. ...
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. Come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean the rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I can feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special?
I
can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands? Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in all of you. How are you so concerned about making yourselves look good? We're in the middle of a death game.
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to... It was no use. They turned against me hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Phew! Do I sense anger? Hatred? An unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene, prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay! He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight. ...
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here okay. ... It was only when the madman had left that the reality truly began to set in. Yeah, Damon, your loudmouth ass. Yeah, that's on you, bro. Oh, look at Jet, Comfort, and Mark over there. I love this. Okay, that's adorable. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. Yeah, but calling people worthless and saying that their entire identity and talent is not gonna help anybody, buddy. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Oh my god, I hate you. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, though. I can tell we're supposed to hate him. We're supposed to think he's like... We're supposed to not like him, I can tell. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cue the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare. An unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Is that it? Holy shit. Wow. Alright, it's Editing Pharaoh here. I am just kind of talking. Unscripted, I'm kind of raw dogging this little outro here, but wow! That was incredible. This is a really good game. There, at the beginning of the trial, I thought those first two bullet time battles were a bit, like, they stretched the logic a bit. Maybe I overreacted a bit. It was an intense moment for me, but, you know. I think that this trial is really well done. It set up the mystery very well, in my opinion. I'm very excited to see where this mystery ends up, how this mystery ties back in later on, and I'm also excited just to see how the story continues, because I still like every one of these characters. I have a love-hate relationship with Cassidy, but I would still be sad if she died. I'd be sad if any of them die. Honestly, my biggest problem with the game was those two bullet time battles at the beginning. A small fraction of what we just played through together. That's awesome. Like, the voice acting was off the charts, bro. I gotta say, I'd say they were all really good. Like, even, I don't like Cassidy that much, but the voice actress did an awesome job. Same with Wolfgang. Wolfgang blew me away. Like, that was a really, when he was popping off in the trial, that was awesome. I also think the voice actress for Madison did a good job, too. Like, Soybean has joined my vocabulary now. Like, that was, they all did an awesome job. And I love the fact that I hate Damon. I love that I hate him, because, you know, I generally liked the protagonists of the first three games. Like, I didn't hate any of them, but they were kind of like, I didn't feel strongly about Makoto or strongly about Hajime. I felt stronger about Kaede and Suichi, but when it comes to now, I actively despise Damon. Like, if he were real, I would hate him, and that's awesome. I really can't wait to see what happens in the future in this series. I hope chapter 1 comes out as quickly as possible. But until then, I'm Feral Cabbage. Make sure you subscribe to join the Cabbage Patch, and thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't. Stay awesome. Bum bum